Ingoglia is a state representative in Florida and joins us now. Sir, with all these people moving to your state, I imagine a lot of people are getting priced out of the housing market. Am I right?
Yeah, that's currently happening. As a home builder, I'm seeing it firsthand. You're getting a lot of people fleeing these big blue liberal states and moving to the free state of Florida. And now we have supply and demand issues taking over. We have way too much demand because of the influx of new people to the state. And we have supply chain issues just like everybody else. So yes, the home prices are definitely spiking at this point.
Are you worried about all these people moving to your state from blue states and bringing their politics with them?
Well, the first thing I would say is that, freedom is a powerful magnet. And they're moving here because of 3 M's: mandates, mayhem, and money. Mandates in the terms of mask and vaccine mandates, mayhem in the terms of defund the police policies and high crime, and money. We let you keep more of your hard-earned money. But yes, we are a little concerned that they are going to bring their ideology here. So what I say is, leave that progressive ideology at your state border and do not New York my Florida.
What do you think of AOC partying in Miami, enjoying the freedom of Florida?
I think she's a hypocrite, just like the rest of the, mask mandate, vaccine mandate crowds. It's rules for thee, not for me. Look, if you want to have a great economy and if you want to come here and take your mask off and enjoy the free state of Florida, just don't be a hypocrite.
Here's one thing I really want to talk to you about. A new bill in your state would allow audio and video recordings in classrooms. Parents would be given access to those recordings if an incident occurs that involves their child. Will you support this?
I support any bill that is going to hold bad teachers accountable. I don't know if this bill is going to make it across the finish line, but what I do know is that parents are very concerned about what's going on inside classrooms, whether it be critical race theory, whether it be Black Lives Matter indoctrination, whether it be bullying. There has to be a way to hold people accountable for what they're doing in these classrooms. There are great teachers doing great things, but we also know that there are bad teachers doing very bad things that are indoctrinating our kids.
Is this supported by Republicans and opposed by Democrats? What's the politics of this?
Well, it's a new bill that's been filed, but I would generally suspect that the Republicans in the state legislature are more inclined to support something along the lines of this, which will give parents more option, empower parents. And I'm almost positive the Democrats would be steadfast against this.
Now, in your state, there has been a real surge in Omicron caseload, and hospitalization rates are going up a little bit. Cause for concern in Florida?
Anytime when you have a spike, there's going to be cause for concern. But what's important to note here is that this Omicron surge really isn't showing a big spike in hospitalizations or deaths. In fact, Florida is doing much, much better than some of these big states that have these lockdowns, these vaccine mandates, and these mask mandates. So while we are seeing a little bit of a spike in hospitalizations, it's not overwhelming the hospital system. In fact, we're doing rather well. I think 25% of all hospital beds are open in the state of Florida at this time, and very little usage for COVID with Omicron in the hospital system in terms of ICU beds right now. Florida is managing this much better than states like New York, New Jersey, California.
You are. Congratulations, sir. Blaise Ingoglia, thank you very much for joining us, and we hope to see you again real soon. Happy New Year to you.
My pleasure. Happy New Year, Stu.
Yes, sir.